So this morning around 11 a.m. I went for a walk. I did get it on my GoPro, but it was too shaky, so I didn't want to post that video because I know a lot of us will get nauseated from a shaky video. So I decided not to not to add that clip. I just went for like a 10-minute walk this morning around 11 a.m. You can tell I'm having like allergies at the moment. My nose is like stuffy and my eyes are like getting wet and really irritated. But yeah, that's how the beginning of like spring. That's how I am. However, once I started having experienced panic attack in 2016, in mid-May when my allergies was getting worse, out of nowhere my allergies was completely gone, but the panic got worse and worse. In 2017, I was in coming 2017 spring. I didn't really get allergies at all, so it just really depends, I guess. Normally I'll get allergies really bad from March to like beginning of June. I don't get them like too often during the summer or so. But yeah, that's where I am now with like just really bad allergies right now. But anyway, yeah, I went out for a walk for 11 a.m. today. For a quick 10 minutes walk, I feel good. Last night I actually did get about at least 5-6 hours of sleep. I think I fell asleep at maybe 1 or 2 a.m. and woke up maybe 5-6 hours later and quickly fell back asleep. So I think I only woke up once. If I woke up and I don't have to use the bathroom, I can fall asleep within a few minutes or a couple of seconds. But if I wake up and I have to use the bathroom, it takes me time to go back to sleep, because every time I wake up to use the bathroom, I have this bad habit of looking at my phone, like I'm looking at what time it is. It's like, why am I looking at the time when I'm waking up? I don't have to wake up to go to work, but yet I still wake up to look at the time. I mean, I should know it's in the middle of the night, early a.m. hours when it's still dark outside. If there's still a lot of light, then I should know it's around 6 a.m., 7 a.m. or something. But I have that habit of just looking at the time. So yeah, I woke up this morning around 8-9 a.m. I got off my bed around 10 something, about 10 o'clock, and went outside my backyard for I don't know, maybe 20 minutes or so. And then around 11 a.m. I went for my walk. Then later on I went to pick up my daughter. After picking up my daughter, she wanted to go. Well, actually, I wanted to go get the fish from my fish tank in my room. I actually used the fish tank in my room as a little night light. Plus the sound of the water from the filter actually feels relaxing. I don't know, it calms me down. Like the sound of water calms me down. So finally went to get my fish. I'll add some clips of that in a little bit. But yeah, I did went for a walk, like I mentioned, 11 a.m. Around 2 o'clock, went to pick up my daughter. I went to get the fish and whatnot for the fish, and then a couple of hours later, my daughter and I went for a quick walk with the dog. That's pretty much it. But right now I don't really, when I'm going for my walks, bike rides, car rides, or going for a drive, wherever I'm going, I don't really think about where I'm going. I just go, because I know if I think about it, it's going to create more panic. Because if I say, oh, I'm going here, and then later in my mind, it's going to be like, are you sure? What what if this happens? What if that happens? And then it's like I'm creating a panic before I even leave the house. And the more anxiety builds up while I'm thinking about where I want to go, how I'm planning my day, the worse and worse my anxiety gets worse. So that makes me not want to leave. But if I can plan my day like 2-3 days in advance, then I'm okay. But if I plan it, let's say if I plan it in a week advance, that's okay. But if every day I remind myself where I'm going, like like I'm counting down to that day that I'm going here, it's just going to add up more anxiety. But if I don't remind myself where I'm going, I don't plan ahead. Like if I don't plan like an hour ahead or something like that, I'm okay. But if I just go if I go outside and I walk that way, I'm okay. But if I have to think about it for even a second, few seconds, or even a minute, it's gonna make it hard for me to want to leave. It's because I'm creating more panic in my mind. So that's why wherever I go now, I just go. I don't plan where I'm going, because the more time I give myself to think, then I'm gonna start thinking. It's like you're having anxiety about having anxiety. You're thinking about so much. Sometimes I'm thinking why I'm thinking so much. Why I'm thinking. It's like I'm thinking about thinking. If that makes sense, it's like having a dream, and then you wake up, and then you're waking up from a dream inside a dream, and then inside a dream. Then when you finally awake, you're like, whoa, am I really awake? Or am I still dreaming? It's one of those things. It's where you start thinking about why you're thinking, and then when you can start going outside, you go for a walk. You have to keep going. If you stop and you ask yourself, why did I go this way? Why didn't I go this way? Why did I stop? It's like every little thing you think about it, and then you start having thoughts in your head. It's like, why can't I just stop thinking? The reason why I can't sleep now is because I have this bad habit of like let's say taking naps. I can fall asleep when I don't want to sleep. If I take a nap around, let's say 4 p.m., 5 p.m., and I sleep for like an hour or two, I'm gonna have a hard time sleeping during the evening. Normally, I want to sleep by 10 o'clock. The latest would be 11 o'clock. But like I mentioned before, I used to work graveyard. So when I work graveyard, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., there was time I would work 9 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. And there was time I used to work at 12 midnight to 8:30 a.m. So it's like, even though I haven't worked for almost 2 years, my body is so used to sleeping at random times during the day and not at night. But when I was off work, I would sleep through I would still like sleep through the day because my body's so used to it. Or there was time I try to adjust myself so I can sleep at night and have the day to do whatever I want on my days off. But it's like my body is used to one thing, and it takes me a while to adjust to sleeping at night. So I think that's why I've been having a hard time falling asleep. Because if my body's used to sleeping during the afternoon, I can't sleep during the evening. At night, I will fall asleep around 4 a.m., 5 a.m. The last time I even slept at 6 a.m. and then I woke up at noon, and then instantly wake up at noon. Then there goes my morning. Especially during winter. During winter, I will only have about 4 to 5 hours of daylight, and then it'll get dark around about 5 o'clock. But now that spring, if I wake up at 11, it doesn't get dark till around 7:30. Summer, sometimes it won't get dark till almost 9 p.m. So I noticed I can sleep better when it's summer. I think it's like my mind is like, okay, it's still daytime. If I went to lay down at 8, I might fall asleep by 8 o'clock and wake up 8 hours later. But during winter, it's like if I went to sleep, let's say I fell asleep around 5 p.m. and it's already dark. I wake up at 6 p.m., right? Then I try to go back to sleep. I can't, because in my mind it's like my body is like, hey, it's dark outside. That means you should be awake because you used to be up at night at work. So it's like I can't adjust to the time, even though I haven't been working for almost 2 years. But I don't really have any negative thoughts anymore. No depression, anything like that. Because I don't allow myself to think. If I go somewhere and then I can't do it, if I go somewhere and I can't go in, um, I'm not gonna beat myself up for not going in. I'm just gonna be like, well, in my mind, I'm like, well, I took the first step. I actually went out the house. So, every time I go out the house, even if I can only walk a block, that's better than me not being able to get off my bed like I used to. Before I couldn't even get off my bed to go to the backyard. I would freak out going to the kitchen. Anytime I get off my bed, leave my bedroom, I would start freaking out for some reason. But yeah, today I was not a bad day. I got good sleep. I was able to go for my walk at 11 a.m., go pick up my daughter, go to the pet shop, and then a couple hours later go for another quick walk. This weekend I do plan on going for a walk with my daughter, my niece and my nephew, since they're gonna be on spring break, so we're gonna go to the pond and walk around for a little bit. But anyway, that's pretty much it.